It's the Quarter Man, and I hope you saw last night's Bret Baier interview with Kamala Harris. You know, I have not seen a performance like that of Ms. Harris since many, many years ago when I watched Humphrey Bogart as Captain Queeg in the Caine Mutiny. Now, some of you are going to say, the hell's that? Go back and watch Humphrey Bogart as Captain Queeg in the Caine Mutiny, rattling the ball bearings around in his hand on the witness stand. Okay? And you're going to say, well, that's what Kamala was doing her Captain Queeg. There is no difference. Crazy as a loon. Crazy as a loon. All that was missing from her demented and evasive peripatetic performance, mentally peripatetic, was her saying, it was the strawberries. I had him at the strawberries, and I can prove that geometrically. I mean, that's how absurd her performance was. It was off the wall. I mean, he would ask her a specific question, not a loaded question, just a legitimate question. How about the immigration problem? It was Donald Trump. I can prove it geometrically. Excuse me? How about the young girls had been slaughtered by the criminals you let in? Even Bill Clinton said you let him in. Yeah, that was Donald Trump. I can prove it geometrically. It just never stopped with the woman. It absolutely never stopped. I think one of the points that made you almost feel sorry for this poor, demented, vacuous, vapid woman was when Bret asked her a question. I can't even remember which one it was, and she started cackling and saying, "Come on, Bret, you know what I mean now. You know what I mean now. You know what," and he just had to look at her and say, "No, actually, I don't." I have never seen a performance like that. Someone said it was to her campaign what the Trump-Biden debate was to his. It was that bad, and it really was. Now, of course, the mainstream media is covering up for it, and some going so far as to say she gave a stellar performance. Yeah, well, yeah, a stellar performance as a fruitcake. I mean, she just came across as desperate, as wild-eyed. Scott Adams, any of you who watch Coffee with Scott Adams, saw a perfect description of a lot of her responses to Bret. And that was, she came across like the angry ex-wife, okay? I mean, just that look that none of us who are divorced want to get, okay? And any of you who are going to know what I mean. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even want my current wife to give her that angry look that Kamala Queeg adopted much of the time. This thing was a disaster. And then, as bad as it was made even worse with Bret's interview with Fox afterwards, where he said that 20 minutes in, her staff started waving their arms in the air and trying to call a halt to it. They knew she's gone wacko. You know why? Because they knew her. And they knew how she gets when she gets angry and loses it all, okay? And loses it all. And so there they were, trying, no more. And if you saw at one point, watch it, and you'll see where she looks off to the side to her staff as if kind of in a pleading look in her eyes to call it off. So she knew she couldn't answer any questions. There was not one direct answer to a direct question because she has nothing to say. one more observation, if I may, and that is where her behavior comes from. And it comes from the fact that all of her life, this woman, from the time she was a little girl, got everything she wanted just based upon her genitalia and her pigmentation. That's it. She played it perfectly her entire life, and she is simply not used to anybody questioning the idea of giving her what she wants, when she wants it, right now, and do as you're told, because I know about the strawberries. I know about the strawberries, and I've got them where I can prove it with geometric precision. Almost tragic. Almost tragic. Hopefully, this will help any who were in doubt about her total incompetence and ineptitude, and again, vacuity, to realize you don't want this woman anywhere near the Oval Office. Nowhere. Don't, just as you couldn't let Captain Queeg steer that ship, you can't let this woman steer the ship of state. No way, no way, no how, nowhere. Okay? So stay strong.